Hello, booktubers, and whoever else in the world is gonna watch this. So we're trying something different today. I realized that the reason that you cannot see properly when I hold things up that's they're backwards is because I was on selfie mode, because I actually don't have a camera. I just use my phone to video, and I use selfie mode so that I can see what the video sees. So today, because I'm going to show a whole bunch of books, I can't see myself. I have it the proper way. So we're just going to see what happens. Maybe I'll have to film it a few times. But anyways, so I have a problem. Okay, I kind of told in my intro video how, excuse me, I've had kids like about 4 years ago, and I kind of have had a big reading lull since then, and I haven't really read anything, and so I haven't gone through my bookshelf, or I don't know, but like people know that I like books, so I still get people borrowing me books or just giving me them as gifts or whatever, and I still buy books occasionally with good intentions of reading them, but that didn't happen. So if you can see this two giant stacks of books here, I've gone through my bookshelf, and these are all the books that I have not read. And this is a problem. So they're a good mix of, I think there's like some contemporaries, and there's some like true stories, there's some fantasy, there's some ones that I recently bought, and then there's some I don't know what to call it, like this one is like how to talk so kids will listen, and listen so kids will talk. This is like a super famous parenting book, and I haven't read it yet, so it's like to teach you or like positive affirmation books. So I'm just gonna go through this, and I guess this is gonna become my official to be read. 27. I might be able to do it in a year. Oh no, it depends how busy I am. I've been so busy that I just, like, I'm a fast reader, but just finding time to sit down and read every day. Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to go through these really quickly. I don't even know what some of them are about. That's how terrible I am. Okay, so that's this first one, How to Talk So Kids Will Listen, and Listen So Kids Will Talk, by Adele Faber and Elaine Maslish. So this is obviously a parenting book, and the reason I haven't read it yet was because I actually told my cousin that I bought it, and she said that she's read it, and it's actually for older kids. I have a 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, so those are very young kids, and how you parent and how you treat and talk to kids of different ages is very different. So I felt like I didn't need this yet, but I should probably read it soon. I mean, they're growing up, so. Then I have this one called Gabriel's Children by Rita Schilling, and it's on the back. It talks about, it's something local. I'm from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, and this talks on the back about Saskatoon, which is like another city just a few hours away. And it says the story of the Métis people of the Round Prairie settlement at the turn of the century is a story of broken dreams and a future won through courage. It's the story of fun-loving, semi-nomadic people who love the prairie land but love life even more. So that's going to be really cool, because it's local, and that makes it even better. Okay. So I actually did start this one, but I'm not finished. So it's called The Ripple Effect by George Wells, who has a PhD. It says it right there. Sleep better, eat better, move better, think better. So then this book is divided into the 4 categories, and I've read the sleep part, and I didn't quite get to, I started the next section, but I kind of had to be in the right mood to read. This isn't going to be a book, it's not a story, so it doesn't like pull you in, it's not like a page turner. actually, ironically, found myself falling asleep while reading about how to sleep better sometimes. So it kind of, books like that tend to read like a textbook. So then I have, a while ago, I bought 13 Reasons Why. I have watched the Netflix, the first season. The second season's just come out. It's freaking, the advertisements everywhere. God, I'm done with it. So, by Jay Asher. I love the series, so I'm interested to see how they changed the book, because obviously it's not going to be the same. I have a favorite series of mine that got turned into a TV series, and it's like nothing. It's like they took one or two of the books and made it into a series, and the rest of the series of books, it's like the characters aren't even in it. So, okay, this is a recent buy, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, a novel. So this one I picked from Goodreads. I just recently added a few of my favorite booktubers on Goodreads, and I was going through I think two of them have a shelf that's like for favorites, and so I've gone through their favorites, and I kind of looked at what the book was about, and I picked a few and I bought them. So this was one of them, Dark Matter. It's a fantasy. A guy is kidnapped. Yeah, this guy gets kidnapped, and then it says, in this world he's woken up to, Jason's life is not the one he knows, his wife is not his wife, his son was never born, and Jason is not an ordinary college professor, but a celebrated genius who has achieved something remarkable. So, is this life or the other? That's the dream. So that's like, seems so really interesting. Then this one is another one, same thing, Goodreads, from one of the people I follow. This is called Strange the Dreamer by Lainey Taylor. Hope I said that right. New York Times best-selling author. This book has Michael L. Prince Award for Excellence in Young Adult Literature from the American Library Association. So that's a good sign. Okay, so that one. Then I am also interested in like true stories and people from different cultures and learning about different cultures and things like that. So this one is just a little short one, but it's called I Am Nujude, age 10 and divorced. I'm a huge feminist, and so this was like, just breaks my heart. And I just want to read her story and see what happened to her. This one's called Bound South by Susan Rebecca White. The lives of three vibrant and unique Southern women, a proper Atlanta matron, her rebellious teenage daughter, and their housekeeper's young daughter intersect in unexpected and extraordinary ways in this richly compelling debut novel of family, friendship, and folly. This is a contemporary. It looks like a nice summer read. Okay. A Long Time Ago and Essentially True by Bridget Pasolka. Oh my gosh. This one I've obviously gotten secondhand, or like someone's given it to me. Maybe my sister. My sister likes to give me books because it's like very used. Yeah, I don't know what this one is too. About what's a war story. On the eve of World War II, a young man named Pigeon courts the beautiful Anielka Hetmanska. Okay, so it's like a war story, and then it looks like it jumps 50 years in the future. So, we'll find out what that's about when we read it. Oh, this one's a movie. I think it has, what's that guy? Like High School Musical guy in it. I could be wrong. Nicholas Sparks, The Lucky One. So this is obviously a romance novel. Nicholas Sparks, a super famous best-selling author. And so I'm sure that's going to be good. I like myself a good romance. It's not my preferred, but every once in a while. Reconstructing Amelia, a novel by Kimberly McWright. This girl's daughter dies unexpectedly. Supposedly a suicide, but the mom doesn't believe it. That's kind of a mystery, it looks like. And we have this one, also a movie with Rachel McAdams, I think. Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. I'm really sorry, Audrey. Brutally butchered that one. So it's going to be a love story with some science fiction mixed in. So that's cool. Elizabeth Gilbert, The Signature of All Things. Elizabeth Gilbert wrote Eat, Pray, Love, which obviously is super famous book and turned into a movie. Oh, it's maybe a historical fiction. Alma Whitaker, born in 1800, the daughter of a charismatic botanical explorer. Alma quickly comes into her own within the world of plants and science. But as her research takes her deeper into the mysteries of evolution, she falls in love with a man who draws her in the opposite direction, into the realm of the spiritual, the divine, the magical. That's nice. Yeah, so this is fiction. That'll be good. Okay, Shonda Rhimes. Year of Yes. Shonda Rhimes is the creator of some super famous TV series like Grey's Anatomy, Scandal. What's the new one? Oh, she did Private Practice, was a spinoff, and then now we have Station 19. They also did another one, which I forget what it was called, but it was about doctors in like the South America somewhere, and it only had like one season. But so she's obviously very super successful. And this will be her, it says, How to Dance It Out, Stand in the Sun, and Be Your Own Person. So obviously thought that that would be beneficial to read. And I still do. I'll get to that. 10,000 Lovers. Edith Ravel. That's the author. Love in an Impossible World. Lily is a young immigrant student exploring the wonders and terrors of her new land when she meets the man of her dreams, who I'm supposing is Ami, a former actor. Handsome, intelligent, exciting, but like his beautiful, disintegrating country, he has a terrible flaw. He's an army interrogator. Okay, and it looks like it's set in Israel. It says, yeah, so 10,000 Lovers is set in Israel in the 70s. So this will be another one, like, it's a romance, which I don't normally, like, prefer, but I don't mind romance. But it's set in Israel, so, like, I don't really know a lot about the culture and that country, so that's why I would have picked this one. It would have really interested me. Gypsy by Leslie Pierce. Glorious, heartwarming. Woman and Home. Liverpool, 1893. And tragedy sends Beth Bolton on a journey far from home. So this will be another historical fiction. Swallowing Grandma. My sister gave me this one, I know for sure. By Kate Long. The author of The Bad Mother's Handbook. I think my sister gave me that one too. Oh no, that one's called Confessions of a Bad Mother. Okay. Okay, so this is about like a young adult, Catherine Miller. She's 18 and she lives with her grandma. So, and it's all about their relationship and them living together. And my sister recommended it to me and gave it to me. Black Apple, a novel, a heartbreaking tale about struggle, identity, and compassion. There is no better time for Joan Crate's new novel. Yeah, by Joan Crate. Okay, so this is about a must-read for all of Canada, it says. Sinopaki lives with her Blackfoot family in the bush, far from civilization, until she is delivered to St. Mark's Residential School for Girls by government decree. There she finds herself in an alien universe. Okay. So this is going to be about residential schools. So that's going to be really interesting. It's going to be something really like Canadian. And people need to read about stuff like this instead of forgetting that it happened. Okay, the beauty of discomfort. How what we avoid is what we need by Amanda Lang. She is the best-selling author of The Power of Why. Most of us don't like pushing ourselves too hard, admitting we don't know something, or stretching very far outside our comfort zones. But embracing discomfort is an important tool for success. Okay, this one's called CEO. Oh. I hate the stupid stickers. Get off. Oh, and it's like totally discolored. CEO of Everything by Gail Vaz Oxlade and Victoria Rice. So this is obviously about being self-employed and being just like boss woman and how to do that. This one, I'm really scared to say the name of this book because I don't know how to pronounce it. Circe, maybe. This was Heather's pick anyways. And Madeline Miller. She also wrote Song of Achilles, which is another bestseller. One of Book Roast's videos that she made. And it was their quarterly book club, and at the beginning of it, they each give the book they want to be for the next one, and then they use like a random generator to choose it. And so this is the one that Book Roast suggested for the next section of the book club. And so I read about it, and it's kind of like has some like Greek mythology and stuff in it, and I really love mythology, and so I think I'm gonna really love this when I get to it. Oh no. Time to start a new pile. Okay, this is obviously a super famous series. I haven't read it. I hope this is the first one, because I actually asked the person in the bookstore if this was the first one, and they went to find out before I bought it. Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. So, and oh yeah, here's all the books I need to read. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more pictured on the back. Yeah, I'm a little behind. Okay, and I picked this one up too, not too long ago. International bestseller, The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, a novel by Arundhati Roy. Okay, and this takes place in India. Ministry of Utmost Happiness takes us on an intimate journey across the Indian subcontinent, from the cramped neighborhoods of Old Delhi and the roads of the new city to the mountains and valleys of Kashmir and beyond, where war is peace and peace is war. So that's going to be super interesting. Love that. I think my sister gave me this one. Confessions of a Bad Mother. Stephanie Coleman. So this is going to be about like mom guilt and things like that, and it's probably going to be funny. So that's going to be good. Fields of Grace. Okay, so faith, friendship, and the day nearly lost everything. This is like, I think this is based on a true story, or it maybe is. Well, it says Hannah Luce with Robin Gabby Fisher. So, yeah, I think she's one of the ones that survived, Hannah Luce. And they were a group of kids from like church, a Christian youth rally they were going to. This is going to be a very like churchy book, but I like survival stories, so that's what this is too. That's going to be good. Okay, now this was an accident. I do want to read this book, and I actually did start reading it. Nearly Normal, Surviving the Wilderness, My Family, and Myself. Sia Sunrise Person. And what I didn't realize was, I think, like, this is a sequel. When I started realizing it, I was like, why doesn't this make sense? And it's because there's one before it. Yeah, it's like author of national bestseller North of Normal. So I need to buy that one, North of Normal, and then read that one first. And that is my list, you guys. Holy crapola. Lots of books. So I think that's it. I got my hands full with this. Huge list of books. Anyone else ever have this happen? This is like borderline embarrassing. Why do I have all these books that I haven't read? Okay, well, guess I better stop making videos and start reading. Night, everybody.